Welcome again, everyone, for joining us this morning for this ECOSYSTEX Insights Series webinar, the 22nd edition since the inception of this platform, the second of the Skills edition, organized from the Skills and Education Working Group within ECOSYSTEX, and the first one from 2026. So welcome, everyone. It'll be a quite interesting webinar. Hopefully. Usually we have some housekeeping rules, as they say. I mean, most of you are already quite aware of this. I hope these are some of the skills that we learned since COVID times. So again, most of you will join muted, with your microphone muted, but at any point you can make questions in the chat towards the speakers or in general. If you want to promote something from your projects or whatever, feel free to do so in the chat. There'll be opportunities during the Q&A section after the presentations so that you can ask directly our speakers of today some questions, some suggestions. Feel free to raise your hand before you do so. And for those that are not so keen in showing your face or a microphone or anything, please, just keep that in mind. You can close your webcam, and in any case, because this meeting will be recorded, for those who are not able to join us today, we'll share it, this recording afterwards, together with the PowerPoint presentations. So we'll have the opportunity also to check these insights afterwards. So we have a quite relevant agenda for these skills and education discussions. We have usually for this Insight series, we give the opportunity for the projects within the ECOSYSTEX community to present some of their activities, some of their results, and it will. And today it won't be. It will be very much the same. We'll have the opportunity of 4 projects from the skills area, from the Erasmus Plus projects, to come out and share with us some of their results and objectives, including the WATEX, which Sara will present, coming from the University of Borås. Then we'll have the FEA-VEE, this Fashion Earth Alliance COVID project under Erasmus Plus, presented by Elena from Wecon Group from Greece. And then later on we'll have Vetrine, presented by Ana Dinis from ATP in Portugal. And later on, the Blueprint project, Meta Skills for TCLF, where Rita Souto from CTCP will present their results until now. So these projects, all of these projects are within ECOSYSTEX, as mentioned, and for those who are not aware, are not familiar with ECOSYSTEX, ECOSYSTEX is a community of projects, European-funded projects that come together to showcase what they're doing, to learn from each other, to collaborate when possible, to disseminate their results and their activities, making sure that everyone is aligned, everyone is aware of what's happening in our textile, clothing, leather, and footwear industries, related to the sustainability aspects, to the innovation aspects. So all of these projects, which nowadays we are 96 member projects coming from Horizon Europe, from Interreg, from Erasmus, and many other European funded coming from different European funded mechanisms. So 96 projects ongoing, and some supporting the initiative, have joined this ecosystem, these ECOSYSTEX. Altogether, there's different experts coming from these projects, and at the moment we are over 500 registered experts that are split in 8 different working groups where there's one specifically for skills, which was launched last year, in September or June, or during the summer. So all of these working groups, they bring these different experts to discuss different topics, to highlight and showcase what they're doing in the different projects, and to look for possibilities of collaboration and cooperation between these projects. There's also the possibility that, considering that we have this immense level of, experts and projects, we can disseminate our things the good things that we are doing in our own projects through this ECOSYSTEX community. And there's the possibility to showcase through these webinars, such as today. And there's also the annual conferences. And then there's also the whole social media and newsletters from the ECOSYSTEX, which gives you the opportunity for these projects that are registered, that are members of ECOSYSTEX, to really showcase and highlight what the good practices that they're doing from these projects using these tools. So the ECOSYSTEX, this is just an overview of all the projects that are embedded, as around 86 projects, big community, and the skills ones that are presenting today, including FEA-VEE, WATEX, MetaSkills, and Vetrine. You'll have the opportunity to learn from them. In some of these cases, some of these projects are finalizing by now or very soon. So we'll hear, from the get-go, the main results from these projects that managed to accomplish in the last, few years. So we'll have the opportunity to hear from these colleagues the latest results. And with no further ado, we can move on with the first intervention of today. We are very pleased to welcome Sara Harper from the University of Borås in Sweden to present WATEX, a very important project to really empower women in this textile world, and specifically on the skills education aspect. So go ahead, feel free to share from your side. I'll stop presenting, and thanks again for joining us once more this morning.
Thank you for the nice introduction, Pedro. I guess that you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Great. I'm starting to share my presentation. Give it a second, hopefully. Okay, so I think you should probably be able to see it in full screen.
Confirmed.
In a good way? Okay, great. Well, so yes, thank you for welcoming me today, and I'm happy to represent the W4Text project, which, as Pedro mentioned, is one of the ones that has recently come to an end. We had our last month of the project, this 30-month Erasmus Plus funded project, last April, so just last month. And so I'm kind of going to give you a short overview of the different things that were done during this project, and what we took away from it, what the people we engaged with took away from it, and also some pointers of where we're going next. But as Pedro mentioned, it's very important to empower women in the textile ecosystem. The point of this project is to focus on empowering women to become more senior in their leadership capabilities, to raise to more decision-making, higher levels of managerial decision-making. And what we see often is that women sometimes select themselves out of certain kinds of positions even before they are sort of selected by someone else, in the sense that they don't feel prepared or qualified. And so basically the kind of big takeaway of the project is to provide resources, learning materials, and learning experiences that help them to feel more empowered, as well as upskill themselves to create more knowledge and understanding, particularly around the sustainability issues, in addition to the more general managerial issues in the textile industry. And the background of this is you can see some selections from our social media in the W4TEX project, which as a kind of a raising awareness focus and as a project that is meant to get people to think about these issues and work with them actively. This public outreach has been a significant focus within the consortium. You can see that there's many sort of promising statistics where we see that there's a large amount of potential and growth with female entrepreneurship, particularly around sustainability issues. This, at the same time, we see different textile companies are facing these kinds of green skills gaps where they're lacking in the correct sustainability related skills. We know that's kind of the whole point of the ECOSYSTEX skills forums, right? Working groups, is that how can we meet the skills gaps in the industry with different kinds of training opportunities and learning experiences and materials. And in addition, we see that there's this big gap between the labor participation, women participating in the global textile industry, but then a gap in the sort of more senior leadership positions. So basically, we're doing anything to kind of empower female managerial competence, but also in entrepreneurial competence and inspiring the next generation of managers and entrepreneurs with good examples from what is already happening in the industry. And we see that these female entrepreneurs and leaders are the ones that are often driving these kinds of sustainability transitions. So there's lots of inspiration to go around. And so that's what part of the goal has been, to package this for public consumption. And we are a diverse consortium covering many aspects, many areas in Europe, including Sweden, where I come from, University of Borås. I didn't really introduce myself, but Pedro, you said my name. And we have partners in Ukraine, which was a very important one because handling the refugee situation and also the ongoing risks to the people in Ukraine, the women in Ukraine, has been a significant portion of our sort of target, is to meet their needs and help to support them. We also have representatives in Spain, Belgium, Greece, and Italy. And these different consortium members, we are the only higher education institution in the project, but the rest of them are lifelong learning centers, consulting companies focused on textile innovation and sustainability. We have a chamber of commerce and some textile labs. So it's a nice, very diverse ecosystem of partners that are then working together to reach our different target groups, which are, as I said, if you can see in the middle, the women with migrant and refugee backgrounds, especially those fleeing from the war in Ukraine or then returning to Ukraine, or, this complication that they're facing has been a sort of central focus. But we also have as our target groups the policy makers and decision makers at these national and regional levels, public employment and business agencies, kind of incubators who are working with supporting women in entrepreneurship, adult education providers, and just in general supporting the women in our different partner countries with, again, sort of how can they upskill, how can they build their network and feel more ready to meet the needs of the industry. So our main objectives have been to offer this practical training package, which includes several different types of materials and experiences, of which I'll kind of give you a brief overview of them. And these have largely focused on this managerial skills specific to the textile sector. And in addition to kind of this baseline understanding of the textile sector and what managerial skills are required to work in the textile sector, we also have developed a Women Think Green toolkit or toolset with inspirational and informational green practices to support these kinds of ongoing transformations and highlight what is working and sort of meet the facts with the good examples of what can be done. And then we've also sort of demonstrated these innovative learning experiences related to ideathons, kind of like a hackathon, but a little bit more focused on ideation and inspiration, where women interact amongst themselves, learn and prepare themselves for labor integration, entrepreneurship. We've had some exciting experiences where really great entrepreneurial ideas are coming out of this interaction, in diverse groups nationally and then internationally, and basically just empowering and motivating at these different levels, and then to disseminate all of this good experiences, which I will give you an overview of how that's gone. So beyond the learning, the materials themselves, which I can highlight will sort of be maintained and live on beyond the time of the project for a minimum of 3 years. We've had these really exciting and diverse kinds of inspirational experiences where we regularly held Women Entrepreneurship Day events that either were online, as you can see here, as I kind of highlight the Swedish events, but we have had these events in all of the partner countries. So lots of outreach, I would say, and this has engaged with different kinds of managers and entrepreneurs, really talking about their experiences, talking about how to make an impact in the industry and working with sustainability from different angles. And then these national ideathons were whole day events where people worked together to develop really innovative ideas. And then the winning teams were able to be invited to the transnational ideathon in Greece, which was a very interesting experience that combined both networking, learning, collaborating, and really developing interesting ideas as well. And then the last kind of dissemination events and multiplier events were these Be a Manager final events, where we were able to display the outcomes of all of these different experiences and continue to kind of work on engaging with the target groups and finding out what they still need from a kind of a consortium like ours. And so far, it's been really positive, I would say, in terms of the experiences of the ideathons and the experiences of the interactions with the different types of materials that we have made. So all of these materials are available on the W4Tex website, and as I said, will continue to be available. One of the sort of central and first outcomes of the project is a detailed course called that's framed as a Be a Manager learning platform. It's an online interactive platform with 12 modules, again, relating to these different aspects of managerial skills that women need to address the challenges in the industry and their own kind of personal growth. And that is available both as an interactive course that you can take and have quizzes, but also you can download it as sort of a zip file with PDF and continue to interact with it this way. These are just the overview of the 12 modules that relate to different kinds of leadership skills, quality and productivity management, but then also just a general introduction to the textile industry in case someone is wanting to acquaint themselves with the basic understandings there. Beyond that Be a Manager course, we have that Women Think Green toolkit that I've mentioned with case studies and detailed units on different kinds of issues around sustainability challenges and then solutions, practical scenarios that people who are working with learners can interact with, and fact sheets that kind of can support these interactive practical scenarios. And in addition to the ideathon, demonstrations. We also have the contents and the trainer's guides that can be used beyond the scope of this project and can be applied to other situations. And then we have these diverse articles, vidcasts, videos, and infographics that the project has also been able to develop to really get a lot of different angles on informing and inspiring around what women can do to change the industry. I won't play this, but this is an example of one of our vidcasts that is displaying a very inspiring entrepreneur who both is working in sort of circularity and social sustainability, but then also is developing new startups related to AI and technology development. So very inspiring entrepreneurs that we've been able to talk to. And the case studies detail similar things. The units go into these kinds of challenges in more detail. And I'm running short on time, so I'm just going to highlight the fact that the national and transnational ideathons were really well received by the participants. They felt like they were able to strengthen their own skills, but also their networks and collaborate internationally. And you'll hear from these different women if you play the presentation when they're sent out. And just to sort of round off the takeaways is that we've been able to reach even more participants at all these events throughout the different countries as a whole than we expected to, than we sort of planned to. So that's been really promising that we were able to attract more attention and interest in these issues. And our feedback has been, please, we want more around this, empowering women and supporting sustainable transitions. And we've exceeded the number of visitors to the website and exceeded a lot of the social media KPIs that we wanted, again, showing a lot of engagement with these issues. And we've had some sort of bonus features of microplastic infographics that are digging into an interesting and sort of less, we don't always pay as much attention to this sustainability challenge. And we have some interesting textile management master's thesis here at our university that was inspired by this, but taking it away from the EU perspective to the Pakistan female managerial perspective. And we're in the process of developing this continuation of the project and how we can expand the consortium and what is the next step for us. So that's what we're in the process of doing right now, because it's a good consortium. Thank you so much for your time and interest. And this is our social media, and that it was the quick run, but you can also dig deep into any of these materials at another time and when you see the presentation it's sent out.
Thank you very much, Sarah. It was perfect, just in time, and you still gave an overview of all the activities, all the things the good things that you promoted through the project. And I agree with the participants. We want more. We want more of these type of projects that really highlight and showcase the capacity and skilled women can also be at the leader of the chain throughout the textile, clothing, leather, and footwear industries. So we look forward to review all of these materials, and hopefully there will be some questions during the Q&A section. Thank you very much, Sarah, for presenting W4TEX. I said WATEX but maybe W4TEX, it's the more appropriate way. Thank you very much. Now, the second project of today's webinar, Elena KOPANAROVA presenting FEA-VEE, this Fashion Heart Alliance under Erasmus+. Feel free to share from your side as well the presentation if you can. And thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, and I hope that I'm not going to have any technical issues, because from the beginning of the day, I'm facing different things. So Sara, also thank you for this nice presentation, and I believe that this initiative, including women and focus on the women, it's very important for all the sectors and not only for the textile sector. So I'm today with you in order to present you our project, which is already finalized, because also we are going to close the project activities in the end of this month, and we are approaching our final meeting in Thessaloniki next week. So my name is Elena KOPANAROVA, and I'm going to present you today the project for Fashion Earth Alliance, which is shortly named FEA-VEE. Which focus on sustainability, policy reform in the fashion and the textile sector. Actually, this project was created as a result of the funding program of the Erasmus+, the Centers of Vocational Excellence, COVES, and it have started 4 years ago in June 2022, so we are finalizing in the end of May 2026. The project brings together vocational, educational, and training providers with industry representative, ensuring strong cooperation between education and the labor market. And actually, I can see that today some of the participants here are partners of the project. I very shortly checked because there are a lot of people participating, but I see several names that I can recognize. So the main goal is to support the skills ecosystem for innovation and regional development, especially in the context of the green and digital transition in the fashion sector. So actually, we have been focused on this main two main ambitions, which is reskilling in the digital transition and also linked to the green sector and recycling. So the consortium is quite big because we are 12 partners from 6 countries. And actually, the project had created 6 centers for vocational excellence, which are namely of these 6 countries: Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Germany, Spain, and Sweden. And it's quite important to say which are the partners of the project, because here in the presentation, we don't have the logos of the partners. So today, I'm representing the Technical Institute of Heraklion Chamber, which is the applicant of this project, coming from Greece. Also from Greece, we have 2 more partners. We have the FEA-VEE Chamber, we have a CMI, Institute for Vocational Training, and then we are going to Spain. And in Spain, we have 2 more partners, which are Barcelona Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Services and Navigation, and the VET partner is Universitat Politècnica de Catalunya. And from Bulgaria, we have 2 partners, Bulgarian Fashion Association and Plovdiv Chamber of Commerce and Industry. From Romania, we have Romanian Fashion Council, University of Art and Design Club Napoca. And from Germany, we have IPCAM, which is Italian Chamber of Commerce and Commerce for Germany, and the Network of German Fashion and Textile Designers. And actually, these 6 centers of vocational excellence established in these 6 countries from the European Union, in which representatives of fashion and textile industry interact and collaborate with the VET providers in order to train their staff. And the other side, VET providers provide work experience to their students and learners as part of their curriculum. We have developed a lot of materials, training materials, which are available on the website, but I'm not going to go so into detail in the training materials, but presenting some of the main, let's say, the most important deliverables of this project. Till then, so what we have, why this project was initiated, it was because in Greece, and then we have a research in the other countries, we see this this need to orient to recruiting and retraining a skilled workforce, which is the biggest challenge of the specific sector. And we have oriented the project to become more green and sustainable overall, as the fashion is one of the most polluting industries with challenges such as energy, water consumption, chemicals, solid waste, and etc. And that's why this is the background on which this project was initiated. The main objectives of the project are 3. So we, one of the main objectives of the project are linked to develop and implement modern curricula linked with the industry need, including internships and study visits, and those that I'm going to go into detail. And then to support the policy reform toward greener and more circular business models. And the third, to promote entrepreneurship, including startups and lifelong learning opportunities within the sector. As you can see, we have been structured and focused on the entrepreneurship because especially SMEs are dominating in the fashion industry. So we aim to address their skill gaps and support them in adopting sustainable and innovative practices. We also developed a digital platform to facilitate cooperation, mobility, and training opportunity across Europe. And actually, the platform is the main, let's say, the most important thing that it's going to remain and sustain the results of the project. And you can scan the QR code and enter within the platform, where you can see that there is a lot of possibilities for companies, students, vet providers, and institutional actors. So through the platform, users can find and offer jobs, internship, and training opportunities. They can connect and communicate with other members across countries, create partnerships between education and industry, and promote events, projects, and collaboration activities. It also includes features such as matchmaking area for opportunities, networking space for interaction, and community environment similar to social media. And that's why we called it like a social media for fashion people and designers and students. And registered users can easily view all the platform members, and it's not very well visible, the three main parts of the platform. So there is a network area, matchmaking area, and events. There you can approach there when you're a registered user. And you can also connect with the other members and initiatives and have a private conversation with the members. And also entrepreneurs, companies, and vet providers are also able to publish events as well, and other users can attend this event, so it can be used for promotion. And it can also connect, communicate, and publish event and find opportunities. So don't lose the chance to enter the platform and go through it. In the platform also, you are going to find all the training materials that have been developed as part of the project, the training materials for the teachers, for the students, and etc. So the two other important part of the projects are the study visits that have been arranged and the apprenticeships. So the first international study visit of the project took place in Spain in July 2024-25 with 60 participants. And after that, before the studies visit, it was initiated national internships with a minimum 5 learners in each country, which was hybrid in the period September to December 2024. The second, and there is more here, more pictures and information about the first study visit. So in Spain, the study visit was organized by the Polytechnic Catalonia, and together with the Institute of Textile Research and Industrial Cooperation of Terrassa. 5-day duration with 60 participants, and all these people were engaged in sustainability training, company visits, workshops, and collaboration. There were also eco-design hackathon, and this provides hands-on experience and support international collaboration. All the participants also received EU Pass mobility certificates. The second one, these are also pictures from the first one. The second one was organized in Germany, and it was in Stuttgart, and it was initiated from the Network for Fashion and Textile Design, co-hosted by ITCAM. The two German partners collaborated together for this one, 60 participants again, and again, the activities are linked to the collaboration between education and industry, transferring knowledge, sharing best practices, and strengthening the European cooperation. And those were all the activities that were organized by the project. And of course, I'm open for any questions that you may have. Thank you very much.
Elena, for presenting some of the main results from this FEA-VEE project, quite relevant and a huge number of participants going through these international study visits and national internships. It was quite relevant to see the level of participation, and this could be something that to touch upon during the Q&A section. As Elena said, she's available to respond to any of your questions. Sara is also, I'm quite sure, anxious to hear from you as well. Any questions that you have towards this W4Tex project or the FEA-VEE, the Fashion Earth Alliance, please raise your hands if you want to put some questions on the floor for the dear speakers to respond, or feel free to do so also in the chat. So we have around 10 minutes for our Q&A. I've seen some in the chat. There's at least one question, maybe to Sara. I see there's a question on this relevance on how to bring these results to Turkey, potentially. So touching upon these, do you see a way that we can replicate these results that you had in on how to promote, how to engage with young women, to bring them to our industry? How can we promote, to have these women, skilled women, to lead the charge, a new era under our industry? How can we use these tools that you provided and use them across other countries, other industries? Is something that this can be easily replicated? Is there plans for you in the future to do a follow-up project or something like this?
Yes, good points, Pedro, and thank you for this nice comment and question. I think the Turkey context is very interesting, and as I said, we've had some interest from, we have sort of a student driving this perspective in Pakistan. We've had some interest from organizations in India as well to address the needs of females and entrepreneurs in that context. And so, I mean, at least we have the all materials developed by the W4Tex project are available in the 6 partner languages in addition to English. So we can't reach all of the languages, but we have sort of defendable translations of the English materials into these 6 European languages. And then in addition to that, I think it's a good idea to start to build up and make the materials known to people from different places at the very sort of baseline level. But then when we talk about the fact that we are hoping to develop a bigger consortium and apply for another funding call that digs into some of the issues that we see are the most important to continue to meet the needs of the industry with the skills of women. I think it would be good to think about how vast can we expand it in the European context, near European context, but also we can think about Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, and the sort of global perspective of female managerial roles and skills. So I think it's I wouldn't the sort of the short-term thing is that we don't have a LinkedIn page, because in the project we promised Facebook and Instagram, and so I think creating a kind of a LinkedIn community could be sort of a bridge between the current project and resources and the future project. So hopefully we can work on that in this kind of transition time while we're developing. But we're also open to figuring out what is the best consortium for this bigger expansion, and what regions can we continue to upscale this upskilling focus.
Thank you, Sara, for your comprehensive response, touching upon these topics on how to, use your these exercises you've done, these materials that you've collected throughout the project's duration. I mean, ECOSYSTEX is the perfect platform in that sense. That now you can use the ECOSYSTEX repository to showcase, to copy the same ones that you have in your website. You can also translate it or transpose it to this ECOSYSTEX repository, and now you have access to all of these experts mentioned in the beginning that you can hopefully collaborate and bring some of these results and try to expand it across the textile ecosystem. This could be quite interesting, and it's something that even from the Commission side, from here in Brussels, is very much a priority nowadays. If we want our industries to be more competitive, we have to open the scope a bit, be more inclusive. Look, if you want to be more competitive, we have to accept that our industry is diverse, and we have to look at all the capacity, the knowledge, the skilled people, the workforce that we have, not only at our country level. We have to look also the people that come from the borders outside of our own countries. So you engage with the refugees from Ukraine. So this is something that, it's relevant, and unfortunately something that happens more and more often. We see the geopolitics nowadays. This could be the new world. So we have to look at these possibilities of the migration and refugees, and bring these people into our industries, and make sure that our European textile, clothing, leather, and footwear industries do not die, hopefully. So thank you, Sara. Maybe one more question. I don't know if there's anyone that made a question regarding you. So there's one I see from Stefan. Remark to women feeling missing skills. I don't know if Stefan, you want to come in and make the question. The microphone, but it's just a comment. So personally, Stefan feels that the awareness of missing skills is an important skill for leadership, and textile, to his experience, for all steps needs cooperation with skills at suppliers and customers. So is this?
Yeah, exactly. The role of women is important throughout the value chain. Obviously, it's maybe a little bit easy to focus on the entrepreneurship side, because this is where we can sort of have a more immediate response to having a nice idea and utilizing your skills in a direct way. But the actual learning materials and the Be a Manager course is generic to the point, like you said, Pedro. It can be used in other industries, and it can also be it's important to sort of think about raising the level of women throughout all of those stages. So when we talk about Bangladesh, Pakistan, this kind of global perspective, we're seeing more focus on how do these factories also support women to take these more decision-making roles. But it's like I said, it's more of a challenge than it is a current situation. So I think it's about not kind of losing focus on it, and figuring out how to work from the sort of inside out, in terms of making the women feel prepared to do the kind of job, and also making the environment supportive to allow them to do it.
Thank you, Sara, for your response. Maybe now moving to some questions regarding Elena's presentation on Fashion Earth Alliance project. I see many people interested to join your transnational meeting. I don't know if it's possible.
I'm going to check that. Yeah, I'm going to check that. And I'm happy that there is an interest to participate in the final meeting. But actually, we have some additional activities in Thessaloniki the same week. So I'm going to cross-check if that it's possible to participate in the part of the meeting or in the other activities which are also linked to the textile sector. So that's why I ask emails if they can share with me. So I'm going to follow up the communication. And also for Stefan, which have the very he's absolutely right about the importance to be more technical. And actually, the presentation was very short, so we have this 15 minutes, so it's impossible to go into details on what have been done. That's why I have said several times that it's good to go through the website and see all the materials that have been prepared, because FEA-VEE was not only for the fashion and designers, but it was also oriented to more technical parts, aspects of the textile productions and technologies. More specifically, in the training curriculum and the learning materials that were included modules which are linked to the sustainable production processes, material efficiency, circularity, etc. And in the study visit, there were specific part of the trainings which are technical research labs, industrial environment, and etc. So all these things you can find them in the website, or if you're interested, we can share with you more specifically which are the parts that are linked more specifically, the technical parts of the textile industry.
Elena, for responding to Stefan's question regarding this complexity of the whole supply chain. I remember you mentioned as well, I mean, this FEA-VEE is all about collaboration between companies, industry, and the vocational education training providers. And when we look at the whole industry scope of our textile ecosystem, we know that industry is, it's mostly SMEs, composed of small, very small companies in most cases. And we know that some of these companies, they don't have the resources or the time to go through these training activities and through these internships that you promoted. So from your side, from the project's perspective, how do we encourage these companies to undertake these training activities? Because they're busy and all, but they should know that having these training activities embedded in their systems, it's actually beneficial for them. So from your perspective, how do we engage and make them collaborate?
Actually, it's very easy. Because yes, the companies have a lot of work and a lot of engagements, and I can understand that. But besides of that, each one SME wants to develop its personnel, the staff, the designers that are working, the technicals. So they need to reskill themselves and get involved in the new trends. Let's say get educated in the new tools that can be used, but also how they can be more sustainable. So this knowledge, it's necessary, it's essential for them. So that's why they're interested to get involved in the activities, but also to host internships within their premises. So it wasn't very difficult. Actually, it was very easy to find the organizations to participate, and also all these people, designers and students to get involved. And you can see also the interest that is created here during the online meeting to participate in the initiatives. And we can see that from the other projects that we are running in the field of the textile, that there is a lot of, let's say, the people want to receive more knowledge and to get developed their work on the better. So it's encouraging that we need to continue working on this sector, because the people are enthusiastic and need support.
Oh, definitely, that's quite relevant insight. Definitely, we need to engage properly on the local, at the industry level, with the learners, with the students, with the young people, and have them engage with the industry. Maybe if we have time for one more question while we wait for the next speaker. If there's anyone else that has a direct question to either Sara or Elena, please do so. Otherwise, I guess we can move on to agenda. We are supposed to have, I think, Vetrine next, but the speaker hasn't joined yet. Maybe we can go to the meta skills for TCLF if Rita is around to present this next Erasmus Plus project. Unless, I mean, Thank you again, Elena and Sara, for your presentations on these projects. For us, it's always a delight to hear, all the results and all of these activities going on, specific to skills, which sometimes we tend to forget. Okay, Ana is here, but okay, Ana is here. So thank you, and for the participants, for the remaining, if you have any questions, feel free to do so still in the chat to Sara and Elena. They also share the emails and the websites, and after the meeting, we'll also share with you all the presentations. Okay, we see that Ana has now joined us, so we can move ahead with the Vetrine project. So Ana, if you're ready, we can start right away. Let us know, and nonetheless, thank you for joining us this morning for our first skills edition on this ECOSYSTEX Insights Series of 2026. And to present now Vetrine. Ana, the floor is yours.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you listen to me?
I can hear. Yep, we can hear you, and we can. Can you see now
Can you see my presentation?
Yeah, if you you can still have it at full screen if you want. Otherwise, like this, it's also fine. We can see it.
If you don't mind, I will proceed like it is. Okay.
Okay. So perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning again, and thank you for the invitation. As Pedro said, I will share the experience that we have in Vetrine project, and we will talk about the WP4 entry fashion process, and why we did it and how it was. So, as you know, fashion education is changing. The industry is also changing. So we are talking about sustainability, digitalization, industry transformation, and everything is connected. This is all part of the same reality. And companies also need people who understand design, of course, but also materials, production processes, circularity, communication, and market expectations. So we have this project, Vetrine. Vetrine is an Erasmus Plus project, bringing together 12 partners from 8 countries: Belgium, Bulgaria, France, Greece, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Portugal, and Spain, from vet providers, universities, technological centers, and also industry organizations like ATP. The goal of Vetrine was to prepare future professionals for this green transition of the TCLF sector, connecting also vocational education, sustainability industry, and also promoting here the industry collaboration. Within this overall goal, the WP4 that I'm going to talk about was focused in the practical application of the learning. So, and this WP4 entry fashion process involved participants from 4 countries: Portugal, Spain, Greece, and Bulgaria. Of course, each country different realities, but we have a general methodology to apply for this entry fashion process. And of course, we have this methodology, but also we have to adapt it to the education systems that we have in each country. Also, the different learner profiles and industry context that it's different in the different countries. So how it was. So first, students they have to complete the Green Vetrine Capacity Building Program, the CBP that we call it, and this gave them, to the participants, a common foundation on sustainability, circularity, materials, eco-design, and entrepreneurship. And after this, we enter in the entry fashion phase. Yeah, and it was the moment when students move from the learning content environment and to start creating something more concrete. They had, of course, to take an idea, to define a concept, think about materials, and of course, to prepare to create, to develop a real product. This entry fashion process that we developed under WP4, it was structured in an 8-month simulation of sustainable fashion product creation. It was a kind of contest. We have this context format, and it was more to help the participants to have more motivation and also more visibility. But it was very interesting. It was the process that it was behind the contest. So, of course, first the students, they have to create the product considering all these sustainable and circularity and of course design aspects. But they also have to think about topics like economic aspects, innovation, entrepreneurship, communication. So they have to join this design, sustainability, and also market considerations, consumer behavior. So and everything, it was inside of the entry fashion process. As I said, the journey started with the conclusion of the capacity building program. After the students and the participants, they applied for the entry fashion contest with a concept, motivation note, sustainability approach, and progress plan. And after that, we had here a moment to match the students, the participants, with the mentors from the industry. It was a very important step, and I think it was a very innovative approach. Mentors from the industry were chosen and selected according to the profile of the projects, because we had different kind of projects, different kind of needs. The students were also different, and this matchmaking, it was considering also the industry know-how, the different kind of profiles of the companies, and the capacities of the companies. After this matching, students move through concept validation, material research, prototype, market reflection, and further presentation of the products. And they did this both physically and digital. Of course, we had guidelines. We had to structure also this journey, but we need also to be flexible, because of course during the process we had some constraints and some challenge to, and of course we need to not to be so fixed, so rigid. We at the end they had this final presentation and voting online to choose the winner. As I said before, the industry collaboration was one of the strongest elements of the process. And mentors were very important to support the students in very practical ways. They helped them to refine the concepts, to think about materials, to discuss production feasibility, and also to understand a little bit more the market expectations. They put several questions to those participants, so that they help them to analyze better what they are doing regarding materials, construction, market orientation. So it was very, very important. And these questions, these reflections, help the participants to move from creative ideas to products that really work in the market. And of course, they must be also sustainable and innovative. We had a monitoring tool. It was created also under this project, and to follow the idea is to follow the learning journey. So participants use this monitoring tool to record the progress, to upload information, document choice, reflect also on difficulties, they also had to answer to specific questions that were defined by the consortium. And mentors also, they use this platform, this tool, to provide feedback. So the tool has a kind of two main functions. First, of course, it also helped us, members of the project participants, to follow the process that were running in the different countries with the different participants. But it was also a moment also to connect participants and mentors, and to track all the progress of the projects that they were developing. As I said before, at the end of the process, the participants present their products, their creations, first in public sessions in each participant country. We also defined a little bit how they do this kind of presentation. And the final products were also showcased in the Vetrine Fast Pass application that we also developed under the Vetrine. And there was a public online voting process that took place during a defined period. And based on this voting process, we select a winner from each country. The evaluation we have here, the different winners from each country. So from Bulgaria, from Greece, from Portugal, from Spain. You have in the right side the names of the designers, the participants, and the name of the product. And the evaluation was based on several criteria: creativity, sustainability, economic viability, and storytelling. So also the part of the communication. They had to explain why it was a sustainable product, why it made sense, how they connect with the consumers. So it was very interesting. It was also a way to promote their entrepreneurial skills. So be ready for the market. It was very important. We had in average 15 participants per country, and at the end we have one winner from each country, from Bulgaria, Greece, Portugal, and Spain, as I said before. And it was very interesting because they had different approaches for this sustainable product. So some they use upcycling materials. They also explore the multifunctionality of the products, the reuse, different kind of materials. Some of them were very strong in terms of communication, storytelling. It was very interesting. Some of them, they have an emotional side. It was very, 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 very interesting to follow all the process of the participants and to be connected with them. It was really, really, really interesting. I must have also to say that these winners, they will present their product in our final conference that I will talk after. Sorry. What we learned, I think students, participants, they learned that sustainability is not a single thing. It was not only about recycled materials. So they have to think about durability, usability, also the production concerns, the communication, the life cycle. So it was much more than materials, I think when we received from them, when they did the presentation of the final product, so we received from them a lot of inputs about what they learned on the process, and it was very, very interesting. Of course, during this process, we faced some challenges, even as for the consortium. So it was not easy to recruit the participants. We need to we done several trials during the process. It was not easy, so we done several presentations at the school. So we did a lot to have the 15 participants that we need to have in each country. It was not easy because they have some of them, they have curricular activities, other they have challenge with the academic calendar. So it was not some others professional obligation, because we also have people from other ages, other people that also participate, and they have this professional obligation, so it was complicated to have the 15 at least in Portugal. The sustainable materials and to searching and having the sustainable materials as another challenge, because of course sometimes they had an idea, but they have also to find the materials to match with this idea. So it was a little bit complicated. Of course, companies were there to support them and to give them the materials, but sometimes the materials that the companies they have, they won't match with the needs. So it was a little bit challenge also. Some of them, they said that, okay, the monetary tool, it is a very good approach, but it's a little bit demanding in terms of what kind of information we are asking for. So some of them claim about it. From the mentor side, they also had some constraints, some skills gaps, some time constraints, some communication issues. So it was also an issue in certain cases. What we learned from the process, for sure, as a recruitment it was complicated. I think the 8 months that we have for this, we can see as okay, with months it's okay, it's enough time, but it was not. So we need, if we would start this now, we'll start the recruitment earlier. I think also it is important that the mentoring should be more structured, and the mentors should be involved in an earlier phase, maybe to have this engage. I think it's also important to have more physical interactions during the process, and to have this kind of as mandatory, so not leave them to decide when they meet. So yeah. I think one thing that it's also important to reflect is why we have this kind of projects, and why this is important for us and for Europe and for the industry and for the education. We know that sustainable is a very challenging transformation for the industry, and of course for education also. We need sustainable skills, but sustainable skills that must be oriented to the industrial needs. So we have this, okay, creativity that is important, but understand how the market works, how the production works, that we also need to have a competitive product. So all these creativity, sustainability requirements, production requirements, market orientation, we need different kind of skills that match all these concerns. So I think this kind of projects that put education, industrial stakeholders, I think it's very important for this to help this transformation process. We, of course, we need people that understand a little bit of everything, so that have this broader kind of skills. Final reflection to discuss with you. I would say that sustainability cannot be learned only in classrooms. It needs to be experimented through materials, also through constraints, overcome all the challenges that we have, through the feedback, through the collaboration with all the stakeholders. We also have to track all these kind of phases that we face in this initiative. We prepared a manual with the methodology that we followed. So this manual will be available very soon with all the practical guides for institutions, for companies, for associations, for mentors, for all the stakeholders that are involved in the process or can be involved in the process. So the idea is, if you want to replicate this in your countries, you can follow these steps. We are finalizing it in the different languages. So it's I would say that in the next days will be available to download. And I also would like to share with you that we are now approaching the end of the project. We are going to have our final conference in Paris on the 4th of June. Of course, we will present all the results of the project. We are talking here. I talked just one part of the project. So there we are going to present all the results. The winners from this experience, they are going also to show the products and to present the products. So they have this experience that I think for them it's very important. And of course, I invite you to participate if you are in Paris in this day, or if you're not in Paris but close by. So go there, meet us, and they have the opportunity to also of course to see the products. They are very nice, very beautiful and sustainable and market oriented. So okay, and from my side I think it's all. Thank you so much. If you have any question, please.
If you have any questions,
to answer you.
They'll put it in the chat in the meantime, because we'll have one more presentation before we have the Q&A session. So thank you, Ana, for going through all of these amazing Vetrine results so far. Good to see this sustainability must become practical than theoretical approach through the mentorship, through these competitions and all the other activities done through the project. So very interesting to see. And again, if the participants here have any questions, feel free to put them on the chat. And in the meantime, we'll welcome another lady from Portugal, Rita Souto from CTCP, to present the project Meta Skills for TCLF. So Rita, thank you for joining us today, and feel free to share the slides from your side. And thank you very much.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Pedro, for the invitation. It will be a pleasure to present our project because here the project gathers some partners which are present here in this event. I will try to share my screen. Okay, let's see. I think it is okay. Do you see my presentation? Probably.
Yes? We do. Yes. Thank you.
You do. Okay, thank you very much. So first of all, okay, so I will present the meta skills for TCLF project. First of all, some seconds to present myself and my organization. So my name is Rita Souto, and I'm responsible for training and cooperation for skills development at CTCP. CTCP is a footwear technological center institute in Portugal. So we are private, non-profit organization. We are at the moment 72 employees, so technicians, engineers, mostly medium seniors engineers, and we have more than 500 members. And this year, we will complete 40 years of activity toward our cluster. So our mission, very briefly, is to support the growth and development of footwear, of national footwear and leather cluster, although we have many activities, many at the international level, promote the innovation and internationalization, transfer and multiply the research and innovation results, and also to contribute to the professional qualification of the workforce, especially the department where I work. So regarding the Meta Skills project, so it is called the Alliance for Cooperation on Digital and Circular Economy Skills for the TCLF sector across Europe. I think the title is very visual in terms of what the project focus. It is on digital, on digitalization, circular economy, skills, and cooperation. My very brief presentation will focus on first the inspiration, why and what was the basis of the project, the partnership, target groups, the activities and results, and I will focus on the three main, in our opinion, three main topics which are the most innovation ones about our project. So the Meta Skills project was a response to the TCLF Pact for Skills launched in 2021. So it is a blueprint project, and so it is very also aligned. It is very aligned with Erasmus Plus blueprint objectives and the Pact for Skills priority at the time. And it was also based on the results of a formal blueprint project, the first one, I believe, in this kind of project, the Skills for Smart TCLF. So an additional responsibility to improve and to use and to expand the results of this project. Both projects, the mission is to strengthen European cooperation and to support more resilient and future-ready TCLF ecosystem. The Meta Skills project is, again, very focused on the development of an updated skills strategy based on stronger and broader cooperation, anticipating and responding to the new skills gap. Also focus on the development of training programs, so here programs and contents, multi-level resources, and according to new training methodologies, and also focus on the promotion of attractiveness and inclusion, preventing that no talent is waste. So again, very focused on cooperation, on programs and contents and innovative training methodologies, and focus on attractiveness and inclusion. We are 30 partners, actually, so 21 plus 4 affiliated partners and 5 associated partners from 11 countries. We are very complementary. We have colleagues from higher education, vocational education training, associations. We gather also the 3 confederations, Euratec, CC, and COTANS, so covering all TCLF sectors, industry, 1 recognition and certification body, and technology providers. Here is the landscape of ourselves. So we are here only the 25 partners, not included the associated partners, which are mainly technology providers and trade union as well. And about the target group. So again, Meta Skills project is very broader also regarding the target groups, and supports the multi-level development of resources. Maybe because it was born in technological centers and we are very formatted to companies. Everything starts in companies for us. So the main and most important target groups of Meta Skills is companies, TCLF companies, managers and employees, mentors, coaches, tutors. But of course, and very important as well, is the other strand of the education training strand, which are the vocational education training and higher education students and trainers and teachers. And also, we also involve the national and regional association, the cluster, vulnerable groups, youngsters, more and more, with the spirit of put a seed in the most early ages, policymakers, and in general, all the sector-related groups interested with interests in the TCLF. Here the landscape of the meta skills activities. Out of the 11 activities, 3 of them are the normal and used transversal activities, so project management, project communication, and project sustainability. We have a very, very strong communication strategy and very dynamic, which is interesting because it is one of the factors that involves and make the partnership even more involved, actually, and very engaged with all the activities of the project. And we have some of the activities were already closed, namely the skills intelligence, for instance, which is mainly the identification of the training needs, but actually even this activity is closed. So it was the pillar of many of the other activities. Even that we have the commitment to update the skills intelligence report every year. So we started in 2024, and we already updated the skills intelligence report in 2025. Now 2026 we are about to release a new report, and we will release another one, release another one in 2027. So at least till the end of the project we have this commitment to update the skills intelligence, because this is the main pillar of not only of this project, but many others. The core of the activities may be the partnerships for skills, so where we develop and make our networks even stronger. The activities related to the new curricula, to the contents, to the structure to deliver the contents, and also the train of trainers, which is also the pillar for the piloting. The results, many results are already released, so they are available in the project website, but still we have 1 year and a half to track, so many things will be developed during this period. We divided the results in 3 blocks. First block, at strategic level. So here our networks, our reinforced networks, not only in terms of the training providers, but also in terms of the regions. The skills intelligence, as I said, the reports on skills intelligence. We are working on the updated European skills strategy based, as I said, on the skills for smart work already developed, and also the IQUALIS work, so another blueprint that runs more or less in parallel with the meta skills, and the 7 national skills strategy also developed in the skills for smart. And we are also committed to develop 3 new national skills strategy for the 3 new countries that gather this project: Germany, Sweden, and Ukraine. We have also released already 3 TCLF Pact for Skills, so one in Portugal, north of Portugal, one in Spain, and one in Sweden, and we have other regions working on that. And of course, the dissemination and promotion events that we are being very committed and very strong on that. At social level, we also released more than 1 year ago one manifesto for diversity and inclusion in TCLF industries that in our mind will gather, and it is the pillar of many activities in this trend. We are develop guidelines and tools for the promotion and the attractiveness of TCLF industry among young people and also among vulnerable groups. One of the tool is already released, which is the Skills Eurogate. It's a platform which will be available in the project website to compile, to identify and to match existing skills and existing jobs, especially dedicated to vulnerable groups. And we will prepare in the piloting phase to international design competitions. And in terms of events promoting the attractiveness, we have also many tools, including videos, open days in the companies, in schools, and the workshops during holidays periods will be also promoted this summer. At education level, finally, we develop, so this may be the core of the project in terms of innovation in training and contents. So we developed 36 micro credentials on circular economy and digitalization, 24 training passes from the level EQF 3 to 6, and it is based on the scanning skills balance digital tool, which is already from some time ago available in our website as well. In the frame of Train of Trainers, we developed 5 international workshops for trainers and teachers, and they were very good opportunities for this group to exchange experience, to prepare for piloting, and to adopt new methodologies, namely for the co-creation of the curricula and also to design of apprenticeship schemes whose manuals will be also released soon. Finally, in terms of innovation in contents, we developed already 36, so corresponding to the 36 micro-credentials. So the model ebooks with augmented reality contents, the 360 videos for virtual reality to be used in metaverse. And we are finalizing the learning platform, so a non-immersive format of learning, so offering a non-immersive experience. And we are preparing the metaverse labs, which will be running in different institutes, in different partners of the meta skills. So as promised, I will focus very briefly in the 3 topics which we think the innovation is more visible. So the networks, so really important, all the networks and that we are strengthening. Many of them already started in different projects, and some former projects very focused on the sustainability and circularity and digitalization in the strand of education and also in the strand of business and regions. So as you can see, we are cementing our networks And at the moment, we have already 42 VET educational members, more 6 new members in terms of the educational institutions, organizations, not exactly in the TCLF, but fashion-related in the fashion-related sectors, and the regio skills. So at the regional level, more new 10 more new members than our already existing networks. Regarding the contents, as I said, we are developing 2 formats, one non-immersive format and another immersive format. In terms of non-immersive formats, the 36 ebooks with augmented reality contents, and also the videos, the 360 degrees videos are also possible to be seen, watched in a 2D format, so in a non-immersive format as well. And we are developing the contents focus on the immersive experience, so that will offer for sure immersive, very interesting experience, very connected with the 12 metaverse labs that we are also equipping, and of course with the specific equipment, namely the virtual reality headsets, etc. So all of these will be able to offer a very interesting and immersive and innovative experience in learning. And so yes, again the contents for you to make more or less an idea. It was the workshop, the work package that was more time consuming but also engaging. We developed the 36 ebooks and 220 videos for the virtual reality, 40 for clothing, 67 for textile, 57 for footwear, and 56 for leather in 11 languages. The videos were captured in the native language, and we are translating them into the 11 different language of the consortium. And okay, finally, I leave you. I'm not going to let this till the end. This video we prepared for inside the work package of attracting new people, young people to the sector, and this is available in the project website, so you can see it till the end. And I think it's not necessary to put it till the end. So finally, we invite you to follow us on social media, to check our website, our new videos, our new contents, and most important, to see our opportunities for piloting that will be starting from June onwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rita, for the very comprehensive showcase of MetaSkills activities starting from 2024 and up until next year. So a lot going on from the strategy levels up to new innovative materials coming in with metaverse embedded in the training materials for the learners and the students. So quite a lot going on, and looking forward to keep working together in this. We are running out of time, I feel for some of the colleagues, we Portuguese and Rita, Pedro, we tend to speak a lot. But I mean, there's many things to speak. And I know that Stefan provided some questions, food for thought. I don't know if we have time to go too deep into that. Maybe just a quick question to Ana. You mentioned this mentorship program. But from your perspective, also speaking from the industry perspective, what makes a good industry mentor in this context over Vetrine? If you want to highlight, what makes a good mentor, any qualities, what should, from the top of your head, what should those be?
I would say that a good mentor is someone that is ready to explain, ready to put the right questions, someone that has time. But I would say that people from the industry, because these mentors are from the industry, they are from the industrial side. They have, of course, intense knowledge about materials, processes, and the sharing of this knowledge. I think it's what I see as most important. Of course, have time, and to also to explain and to have also the openness to discuss in a very open way with the participants what they want to do, why they want to do it, and in certain cases why it's not possible. This is openness and the time and the knowledge. I think it's what I see as a good mentor has to offer. And I also can add here to Stefan that yes, in Portugal the participants were working together in the companies, in the industry, so they have this opportunity to see the production chain and to discuss directly with the ones that are in the factories what are the real challenges. And of course they talk about new materials, sustainable materials, a different kind of materials that we have now. Some of them, they explore this because the product was more focused on the materials. Others were more focused on the reuse, on the durability. So it was a little bit of everything in terms of sustainability. Sustainability is a wide concept with different kind of approaches, and some of them they took different ways. So it was very interesting.
The interactions between the student, the learners, and the mentors on all of these topics, sustainability topics, on the floor, in the reality how all of this works. It's very different from the whole books. So it's I think Vetrine project really brings the how to be more practical, hands-on the subject instead of just the typical learning mechanisms. I think that's the innovative aspect and something that we can hopefully replicate across Europe and across our industries in the future. So thank you, Ana, for contributing to the discussion today, for presenting some of the Vetrine's results, and hope that the June conference brings more insights, more knowledge transfer, more collaborations, hopefully in the future after the Vetrine is finalized in the summer. So thank you for joining us. Maybe just a quick question now towards Rita to finalize. So all of these, one of the most relevant aspects of MetaSkills is the metaverse. How do we bring all of these embedded videos in using the augmented reality goggles, and so up until now, based on the experience that he had with the learners, with the trainers, how do these people react? Do they think this is the future? Is this something that they can see working in the future, the whole metaverse aspects, or is it too early to say?
Well, actually, it's too early to say because we are now starting the piloting and all the results on the testing will be released after that. But our conviction is that it is a very interesting format, and it is very useful because it brings flexibility at all levels to the learning process. And it's one more format. Of course, yes, okay. We used to say that the online doesn't substitute the face-to-face because the face-to-face is more physical and people are there and the exchange is more effective, etc. But in fact, this is not possible all the time, and the metaverse came to bring more flexibility and with also productivity in terms of the learning process, and it is a complement. I wouldn't risk to say metaverse will substitute the training methods that we already are used to, but for sure it's a complement, and we will see. We will see in the piloting.
Exactly. And not only a complement of learning mechanism, but it could be a way to reach out to potential learners, new people, young generation, that they see, okay, metaverse implemented in these textile, clothing, leather, footwear industries. I want to learn that. But so hopefully this could be a way also to bring new people, younger generation towards our industries. So who knows? Again, thank you, Rita, for joining us today. We're a bit late, but still manageable. Thanks to all the presenters today from the 4 projects. Again, these presentations will be shared afterwards, and you'll have the access to their emails, the project's websites, and all of that. And really, call for all the participants here and the larger ECOSYSTEX community to interact with each other and keep this work going for the near future. And speaking of collaborations and new activities, here on the slides you can see the upcoming events within ECOSYSTEX community, and not only from our side as the ECOSYSTEX admins, but also from the projects, the different projects within the ECOSYSTEX. So there's a Just Fashion webinar, which is Just Fashion is a project within ECOSYSTEX. So they have one webinar about closing the loop with technology on the 27th of May. There's the Vetrine final event that Ana Dinis just shared with us. It will happen on the 4th of June in Paris. Feel free to register. The next Insights Series, the 23rd one, will happen in the 12th of June, and the registration will open soon. And regarding other projects, events, there's the Fabrics and Crafts It for SD session will happen in 16th of June in Gothenburg, Sweden. So you'll have the possibility to register. There'll be the high-level event of ECOSYSTEX, the ECOSYSTEX Conference 2026, happening here in Belgium, in Antwerp, on the 22nd and the 24th of September. And it will be the opportunity for all of these ECOSYSTEX projects to come together and learn from each other and network. So really recommend you to keep an eye on this. And the registration will come out also very soon. And there's also a Extend final event and other projects within the ECOSYSTEX community happening in October in Latvia during the 7th and 8th. And how do we stay in touch? Apart from you receiving all of this documentation after the meeting, you'll also have access to all of these tools and social mechanisms that we provide at ECOSYSTEX through our ECOSYSTEX LinkedIn page, which has over 3,000 followers at least. There's a YouTube page, there's the mailing lists to know all about our projects, news and events, which also helps you as a project. If you're engaged in a project, once you are in the ECOSYSTEX, you can showcase through all of these tools, what you are doing, the good things that you're doing in your projects for the others to learn from. And there's also the possibility to submit your requests or your project membership request in the ECOSYSTEX.eu webpage. So from our side, we thank you for the time that you spent with us. We hope that you've learned some things that, the good things that we are doing in the Skills in Education Working Group, and specifically in these 4 projects. There'll be another webinar session happening during the fall 2026. For those who are still not within this ECOSYSTEX community, feel free to register your project, bring your project and your consortium partners to this ecosystem, because we see the great value of having all of this expertise concentrated and centralized under one big community. And yeah, thank you once again for joining us this morning, and we'll be in touch very soon. Have a lovely day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.